Yay, yay, yay. So let's go ahead and light our little candle. Fairy magic. It's got a nice little stone in there. And we'll kind of set the mood for a nice little relaxing confidence lounge where we get to talk about cultivating inner happiness. So how are we doing today? Are we doing good? I don't know why this candle likes to be tricky to light. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to set it on my little desk right here. And what are you going to do? Do you do anything to celebrate summer solstice? I'm going to go out to like a little cute live music and little festival tonight. That'll be fun. Oh my gosh, have you ever tried one of these? The cherry obituary. I had one of these for the first time when I went to visit my friend in Portland, and we went and had this like yummy vegan sandwich, and I had one of these for to go with my sandwich, and it was so good. Okay, so as we get started, sorry, got kind of a lot on my desk here. I'm gonna do the gua sha first. Have you ever used one of these? They feel so good. It's like a nice little face massage. So today we're going to talk about cultivating inner happiness, because so often we feel like we have to rely on the outside world for our happiness and for what makes us feel good and feel, joy and all that stuff. But waiting for things outside of us to be exactly how I want them to be or whatever, to feel happy is just like, oh, you miss out on so much happiness then. And for some reason, Americans really like to feel very happy. It's important to us. So I thought I would talk about that today. Okay. And if you're joining me, say hi. Whether it's, maybe I should take these earrings out for a second. I'll put them back in when I'm done. Okay. So I'm just showing you how I use this gua sha tool because it feels really good. And a lot of people don't know how to use it, so they won't. And these tools are actually really inexpensive. They're like $10. Okay, so inner happiness doesn't depend on perfect circumstances or external validation, but the kind that quietly glows from within, where you just wake up and you feel happy, you feel good. So we're going to explore 10 simple yet powerful practices you can start using today to train your happiness. That's right. The key here isn't to do all 10 right away. So I'm going to go over them, and you don't be like, okay, I got to add all 10 things of these. I mean, because maybe you're already doing a few, right? And so we don't want to just like have to do all 10 because that could be really overwhelming. So what I'm going to invite you to do, or encourage you to do, is pick just one and gently work on it every single day, until it starts to feel like a part of who you are. And it's just a habit. It's who you are. It's what you do. It's part of your identity. And then when you feel ready, you can add another. So this is about slow, soulful transformation, okay? So it's not something that you're going to just do automatically. It's like kind of think about the atomic habits, right? Where he talks about you just want to get 1% better every single day. So that's kind of what we're doing here too. Just 1% happier every day, just working on your happiness muscles, okay? So first, I want to start with some research, because I know a lot of people like to have some research around techniques, right, before they start investing in them. So one of the first ones I want to talk about is by, I'm going to mess up this name, but by Dr. Sonia Lumbromsky, The How of Happiness. Oh, I need a little bit more of my serum because I waited a little too long before I got over here. Okay, so her findings are that happiness is 40% habit-based. So finding about 40% of our happiness is influenced by our intentional actions and daily habits. Only 10% comes from life circumstances like money, beauty, and health. And 50% is based on genetics. But that makes me wonder, like, is it really genetics, or is it based on like your environment you were. Like, were your parents happy? Were your parents depressed? Were your parents cheerful? What about your siblings? Like, what kind of environment did you grow up in? You know what I mean? So really, half of our happiness can be shaped by the choices we make every single day, right? So if we practice gratitude, breathing deeply, seeing the good things around us, noticing the beauty around us, being kind to ourselves, like how are we talking to ourselves, all those kind of things. So happiness really is something that you can train. It's a skill, right? It's a skill of happiness. Oh, I mean, I love this. If you have not done this, it feels so good. It is one of my favorites. I try to do it, like my goal is to do it every day. I don't do it every day, but my goal is to do it every day. Okay. So, gratitude, another study shows that gratitude literally rewires the brain. So, this study was at the University of California. And the findings were people who wrote in a gratitude journal for 10 weeks reported feeling more optimistic, had fewer physical complaints, and exercised more. You know, when I used to work at the treatment center, we would have like a wrap-up group at the end of the night, and I was the counselor on the evening shift, and so I would always have everybody like get a little gratitude, like everyone would give a journal, and I was like, okay, write 3 things that you are grateful for every day, just to get in the practice of it, you know? Even though some people are like, but they still did it. Kind of because I had to, but also I'm sure some of them looked forward to it, but had to pretend they didn't. Okay, now I could put my earrings back in. Now my face feels so good. Okay, so just a few minutes of gratitude journaling a day has been shown to rewire your brain for joy and optimism. It's like doing a happiness workout for your brain. So each thing that you're grateful for is like a rep, right? How cool is that? So I love that. And it's so kind of can feel hard, right? But we always have something to be grateful for. It just takes practice to identify them if you've spent time not identifying them. Okay, now let's go ahead and do my makeup. Hang out with me while I do my makeup and we'll go over a few more. Okay. Acts of kindness raise well-being levels. I believe this one for sure. I feel like this one is definitely hands down. Okay, so this study is by Harvard Business School and University of British Columbia. You know, I really feel like I need to get one of those like blender balls or something for this, but I just use my fingers. Okay. So science has shown that kindness is contagious, which we all kind of know, right? And when you give to others, your own happiness gets a beautiful boost. It's a win-win. So the findings are people who spent money on others or performed acts of kindness reported significantly higher levels of happiness than those who spent on themselves. And I mean, that doesn't mean don't spend things on yourselves, right? Because, you know, we deserve little treats and goodness and things that we want to. But, you know, when you go out for lunch with your friend and you treat, like that increases your happiness. And their happiness. Got a little mascara in my eye. There we go. Okay. Okay, I've been eating way too much gluten lately, so that eczema around my nose is all activated and irritated. Okay. I really need, if you have like a BB cream that you really like, that feels just like liquidy and smooth and just goes on really well, let me know, because I cannot find one that I love, and I've been trying all sorts of different ones and I just have not found it yet. So if you have one you can recommend, please leave it for me in the comments. Okay. The fourth research I want to share with you is that, got a little hair going rogue over there. Mindfulness reduces anxiety and boosts contentment. So this was over a meta-analysis over 47 clinical trials. Okay. The findings were, it's kind of squished, that mindfulness meditation reduces symptoms of anxiety, depression, and pain, and increases feelings of inner calm and present moment joy. So, even just a few minutes of mindful breathing a day can calm your nervous system and create a peaceful foundation for your happiness to grow. So, how cool is that? I think that is so good. Okay. And then I thought I brought another brush over here. I did. Okay. All right. And then we have social connection is a key predictor of happiness, which we all know, right? If we feel isolated or too lonely, we start to like feel sad and not as good. Okay, so this is another study by Harvard of adult development, and that's 75 plus years long. Wow. So the finding, the clearest predictor of long-term happiness and health wasn't fame or wealth, it was the quality of relationships and emotional connection. Now, I know we all know like wealth, finances do help, right? Like we all like to pretend like, oh, money doesn't matter, but to a certain point it does, because you need to be able to pay your bills and eat and live and do some fun things, you know? But so the takeaway though is that we are made for connection. And deep supportive relationships are one of the most powerful keys to a joyful life. So when you think about that now, like, and this is kind of a fun exercise to do too, just in general, it always feels so good because it's like several things in one. It's like kindness, gratitude, and connection. So if you think of like the person or the people who have really impacted your life in the best ways or like really impactful ways where you just feel so good about them, if you write them a letter of like gratitude and tell them specifically the things they've done that has like really positively impacted your life, and send them that letter, like give it to them in person or mail it to them, it feels so good and it helps strengthen your bond and your connection, and everyone just feels so good. Okay, number 6. Laughter reduces stress and increases resilience. I mean, heck yes, a little laughter therapy for the win. I think laughter therapy is my favorite. I try to make sure I laugh every single day. I think there's research that shows like kids laugh about like 400 times a day and adults like 10. You know what I mean? So we need to up our laughing, our laugh game. We need to get up there more. So laughter decreases stress hormones, increases immune cells, and triggers endorphin release. So it also builds social bonds and emotional resilience. So laughter isn't just fun, it's healing. It tells your body I'm safe and invites in more ease and joy into your system. So definitely add some laughter in. Like stand up is one of my favorite activities to do. Not for me to do, but to go to, you know, like if I'm going to go to a stand-up event or something, I love that. Okay, so got my eyeshadow on. Okay, so now let's talk about 10 things you can do to help train your happiness. Okie dokies. And let me know if you're already doing these or if you have something that you would suggest. Like, let's create a conversation in the comments about like what are we doing to cultivate our happiness, to train our happiness muscles, you know, so that we all feel a little happier. Okay. I had something, a little extra serum on my fingers. Okay. Let's do a little, gotta keep this straight, what I've already done, what I need to do. Okay. So, the first exercise, and there's a book I'd recommend too. So gratitude journaling, but there's a book called The Magic, which is like 28 days, but it gives you like, you do journaling exercises and all sorts of other exercises, but it's all based on gratitude. And I highly recommend it. I love it. I just did it again. I did it like 12 years ago, and then I just did it again a couple weeks ago. And I think it's so good. Oops. I got it a little high. My bad. Kind of messed up on that one, but all right. Okay. So if you write down 3 things you're grateful for each morning or night, train your brain to notice what's good. So I like to do it at the end of the day. Well, I like to do both. Before I get out of the bed, I'm like, oh, thank you for today. And I start thinking about the things I'm going to do and like feeling really happy and excited about it. But I like to also end the night with like, what was the best part of today? What am I really grateful for today? I feel like that helps me have sweet dreams and go to bed feeling good, reflecting on the good things. And not every day is a great day. Like sometimes you have a really bad day and it's hard to think about the best thing. But it's like you can have a really bad day and still think of something good. Still recognize that maybe something nice happened. Because even if you had a bad day, like maybe a friend checked in on you, or maybe a friend listened to you vent, or and that's something to be grateful for because that friend held space for you. And that's always awesome. Okay. Include why you're grateful. So in the magic, that's what they have you write down 10 things every day and include why you're grateful for them. Which helps you deepen your emotional connection and like enhance that feeling of gratitude within your body. So that's really cool. Okay. So gratitude. And you can also just go through the day and be like, oh, I'm so grateful for this. Thank you. Thank you. Just tell people thank you. When people do something helpful, say thank you. Okay. The second is a self-compassion check-in. So speak to yourself with the same kindness as you would to like a friend, your child, somebody you really care about. Practice phrases like, it's okay to feel this. I'm still learning. I still love you. Maybe I didn't like the way you handled that, but I still love who you are. You're still a kind and good person. Like really check in with yourself, and are you being compassionate to yourself? What is your self-talk? Like be really aware. How are you talking to yourself? Hey Sasha, how are you? So really just check in. How are you talking to yourself? How are you treating yourself? If you eat a cookie, are you like, oh, you shouldn't have ate a cookie? And then you're like saying mean things to yourself. Or are you saying like, I can have that cookie. Why not? I wanted a cookie, so I had a cookie. Okay, I'm going to put on a little highlighter. I don't use highlighter every day, but since today is summer solstice, I'm going to do a little bit of some highlighter on my cheeks. Oh, it's quite a bit there actually. Okay, just rub that in. I really do need to get like that blending brush. Be much better. Then I rub it down my nose. And I'm going to put a little bit here. A little here in the corner of my eyes. Okay. There we go. 3, joyful movement. I mean, I used to watch this show. What was it? Was it Super Why? I don't know. There was like a little kid show that always talks about like dancing the grumps away, and I love it. And also Grey's Anatomy also used that, right? Like Meredith and her best friend would always like dance whenever things were really really stressful or intense. They would like dance and have fun and help them do that. So dancing, stretching, going for a walk, any movement that feels really good in your body will help cultivate that inner happiness, right? It makes more room for pleasure and for happiness, right? So if we're moving for pleasure and not for punishment or for like, oh, I ate that cookie, so now I need to go walk for 5 hours. No. Just have movement. Dance, play, move around, have fun with your body. Plus, it's very feminine to like move and play with your body. So, or you know what I mean? Like dance, play, goof around, and then go for a walk, like especially out in nature. Like, oh, I went up to Sedona yesterday and oh my goodness, went for a walk and it was so wonderful. I loved it. Okay. Now some mascara. Okay. Let's see. Number 4. Mindful breathing can help cultivate inner happiness. So pause throughout your day and take 3 to 5 deep, conscious breaths. Feel your belly rise and fall and be right in the present moment. So instead of thinking about everything else, just take a break from all of your worries, from all of your fears, and just be in the present moment, thinking about your breath. Just giving your breath all of your focus. Breathing in, breathing out. It's wonderful for you. Even if you had like a really bad day and you like settle on your breath and you just pay attention to your breath at night as you fall asleep, it'll help you relax, right? So instead of like replaying the bad day in your mind, if you focus on your breath, it'll help you relax and be able to go to sleep. So our breath, I'm actually reading a book. I started reading it like a year ago, but I found it again and I want to finish it. It's like called Breathe, and it talks about how your breath is so important and how actually like even how you breathe can impact the quality of your health and the face of your, or the shape of your face and everything. It's very interesting. So I like to say, find a breathing technique that you really like and then just practice it for a few minutes every day. Okay. My eyelashes are starting to look beautiful. Okay. And number 5, nature connection, right? Like going for a walk in nature, gardening, all of that stuff. If you spend at least 5 minutes outside, even just feeling the sun or touching a leaf, like walking barefoot in the grass or in the dirt, that's really good for you. And so many people love gardening. Like, have you ever met an unhappy gardener? Like, gardeners are always so happy. Okay. I feel like going for a hike, taking in the beautiful scenery, or like the smell. Like, oh my gosh, evergreen smells so pretty. Okay. What about, well, you do one coat of this. And 6, laughter practice. So we talked about some of these, right, when we were doing the research. So watch something funny. You know, add some time while you're scrolling to like funny stuff. Because laughter increases endorphins, even if it's a fake laugh. So even if you didn't do anything funny, but you like pretended to laugh and you're like, ha 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 ha, and you just like laugh for a little bit, it'll still release endorphins for you. So either watch something that makes you laugh, read something that makes you laugh, or fake laugh to release some endorphins. Okay, there we go. Get those inner ones. Okay. And then number 7, acts of kindness. Again, this was talked about in the research. Do something sweet for someone else. You can do it without them knowing or let them know. You know? Okay. All right. Makeup done. Yep, hair done. This is my look for the day. All done. Okay. So, helping others boost our own sense of well-being and purpose. So, have you ever noticed this? Like, what do you have like a favorite act of kindness that you like to do? I used to like to pay for people behind me, like at Starbucks or McDonald's, but then I noticed at McDonald's I didn't always pay like they would still have the person behind me pay, and I was like, what's going on here? So now I don't do that as often. I like to do that like inside the store, not in the drive-through. Yeah, so just acts of kindness can really just boost your, and it could be compliments even, or just like holding the door, or just how can you be helpful? How can you be thoughtful? And then number 8 is creative expression. So draw, write, sing, cook, whatever makes you feel expansive and expressive and like you're creating. Because like cooking can be so fun because it's like you start with all these ingredients and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all these ingredients. And then boom, look at this beautiful ending. And like cooking is so cool because you get to have like the completion right there, start to finish right there within 30 minutes to like a couple hours, right? Depending on what you're cooking. So I love that for being creative. Like my son draws every single day. He will always take time to draw, and he's always like singing while he's drawing and having a great time. And then he like jumps on the trampoline for his movement. And I just think that's like so awesome to watch him just like naturally make sure he has time for those things every single day. Yeah, and you don't have to be good at it. Just have fun. We made a cake the other day, and it was supposed to look like logs. Or didn't. It looks like a boot. But you know what? It was really fun. We made a cake. It was awesome. Okay, number 9, positive visualization. You know, I'm your girl for that, always creating like hypnosis or meditations for you. So if you can picture yourself, a version of yourself who's already feels joyful, free, radiant, that can help you really create that in real life. Like, how would she move? What would she say? What would she wear? What kind of fun things would she do? Who does she hang out with? Like, you know, what kind of books does she read? What movies does she watch? Like, who is she? Right? Who is this cheerful little gorgeous person? And then make that your reality. Do those things. Okay. And then 10 is a digital detox. So just putting your phone away for like 30 to 60 minutes a day can make a huge difference. Like, that's not really that long. You know what I mean? Just be in the moment without your phone, right? Like, go to dinner with your friend and put your phone away. Like, don't have it out on the table. Do you know what I mean? Like, just tuck it away. You don't need it there unless it's like you have notes or something that you're going to share with them. But otherwise, just put your phone away and engage fully with your friend. Or just put your phone away and like go for a walk or read a book or stretch or hang out with your pet. You know what I mean? Okay, so I have a guided meditation I would like to do with you. If you're able to do it, you can do it with me now. Just be able to make sure you can close your eyes. And if you're doing something where you cannot close your eyes, where that would not be safe, or you can't be really give it your full attention, then just come back and do it later. Okay? So, if you're ready, we're going to call this meditation the Garden of Inner Joy. So, when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, inside out. And now go ahead and close your eyes. Allow them to gently close. And now with your eyes closed, go ahead and take a slow, deep breath in. And exhale out with a nice sigh. Again, let's breathe in peace. And exhale any tension. Just continuing to let the rhythm of your breath flow in and flow out. Just allowing yourself to relax, to be present in this moment, right here, right now, taking a break from the world, letting all stress just melt away and relaxing more and more. That's right. Just let that stress dissolve. Those worries fade away. And just be here with your breath, my voice, And now imagine you are standing at the entrance of a beautiful garden. This garden is your inner world, your soul space, and it has been lovingly tended by your higher self. With each step you take into the garden, you feel more at ease, more connected. The colors around you are vibrant, and the air is filled with the scent of flowers and warm sunlight. So just notice all the beauty around you in this beautiful inner garden. Perhaps there's butterflies and birds. Maybe a squirrel or two if you like those. It feels so calm, so peaceful, so right. And in the center of this garden is a glowing pool of golden light. This is your wellspring of happiness. It is always within you, waiting to be remembered, to be activated, to be expanded. You step closer and sit beside it. You dip your fingers in it. And as the light touches you, it fills your heart with warmth, softness, and joy. A deep joy that doesn't depend on anything outside of you. It's just a joy that's there within because you're you, because you exist. And now, from this peaceful space, ask yourself gently, what is one small thing I can begin practicing each day to nurture this happiness within me? Allow an answer to rise. Maybe it's something from earlier today. Maybe it's something else. Trust what comes. Feel the support of this garden and know that you are not alone. You are growing, you are glowing, and you are coming home to yourself. And you are supported, and that happiness lives within you. Notice as you breathe and feel gratitude, and to say something nice to yourself, notice how that happiness grows within you, gets brighter and bigger and stronger, more active, more alive, as though it's a living, breathing energy within you. Remembering that your thoughts, your actions can help this happiness expand and grow and glow brighter, or it can dim its light and shrink it. So I'd like you, if it feels right, to make a commitment to yourself that every day, in some way, you will choose to train your happiness to grow bigger and brighter, to take up more space in your life. Knowing that you only have to do a little bit better each day. And knowing with that, every day, in every way, your life is getting better and better and better. Taking another deep breath in and exhaling out completely. One more breath in. And exhaling nice and slow. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And open your eyes with a soft smile, taking this joy with you for the rest of your day, the weekend, your week ahead. Very, very well done. So now I just wanted to share a few journal prompts that you might want to journal and use your journal on. So if you like to journal, I've discovered that back when I used to journal when I was in my 20s, I didn't really journal in a way that was like super beneficial for me. I just kind of complained about the day or complained about what was going wrong, but I didn't really use it for like processing or diving deeper or like learning myself more, understanding myself more. I just, like I said, used it to complain. Oh, good, Sasha. I'm glad you're still here. So now I like to journal to help me process, to help me find solutions, to help me understand what I'm really feeling, to kind of see the bigger picture. So it's like taking a break and just like really diving deep into me and like, what do I need? What do I want? What do I think? So here are some journal prompts for you that you can use whenever you're ready for them. Okay, number 1. What are 3 things I'm truly grateful for right now and why? How does each one make me feel inside? 2. What's something I've been hard on myself about lately? Let me write that again. What's something I've been hard on myself about lately? If I were talking to a younger version of me or someone I really loved, what would I say with love and compassion? And also, what's something that I contributed to lately? What accomplishment or awesome thing did I contribute to? Okay, and then number 3. When does my body feel happiest? What kinds of movement feels fun or freeing, even if I haven't tried them yet? Like, what am I curious to try or to do? Are you catching on? All of these go with the actions that we talked about earlier. Number 4, what moments today could have used a breath break? What happens in my body and mind when I pause to breathe deeply? 5, when was the last time I felt connected to nature? What sensations or emotions did I experience? How do I feel when I'm in nature? Where's my favorite kind of nature to be in? You know, do I like the beach? Do I like the mountains? Do I like the forest? Do I like to be by a creek? Do I like to be in the desert? Like, where do I like to be? Where do I feel most connected to nature? Maybe I just like to garden. Maybe I like to go to the city park. What is it? Maybe I like to pick apples. Go on a farm. 6, what makes me laugh from my belly? What was the last thing that made me giggle or smile unexpectedly? And like, who's your favorite comedian? Where do you like to go to laugh? Or like, who's your favorite influencer or content creator that every time you watch their stuff, you just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh? Like, who's your favorite funny person, you know? Which friend makes you laugh the most, you know? Maybe it's you. Maybe you make your friends laugh the most. Like, how cool is that? And then 7, what small act of kindness can I offer this week? How do I feel when I bring joy to someone else without expecting anything in return? You know, and like, maybe you want to thank you, but you don't want them to like do something else. But like, even if you don't get that thank you, what is something that just feels so good to give, to do? And then number 8, what did I love creating as a child? What creative outlet would I love to explore again or for the first time? Just for me. That's kind of fun. Like, for me, I love painting. I am terrible at painting, but I absolutely love it. And I feel so funny because I'm always buying like those canvases to paint on, and I just like then repaint over them. I keep some of them, even though It looks like, you know what? I guess they're like paintings from my inner child. That's what I'm going to call them. My inner child paintings, because it literally looks like I was 5 and painted them. So maybe it is my inner child, just painting away. 9. If I imagined the happiest version of myself, what would she look like? What is one thing she does daily that I could start doing too? Nice, nice, nice. And 10. How do I feel when I unplug from screens and sit with myself? Ooh, do you feel uncomfortable? Do you look forward to it? Are you like, oh man, I can only do this for a couple minutes. I don't like my own thoughts, because then I gotta like face my feelings or face a challenge that I'm trying to avoid. What's one thing I can make that time? Oh, what's one way I can make that time nourishing instead of boring or uncomfortable? Okay. And I know I also want to talk about some other things to consider when it comes to happiness, right? Because I don't want anyone thinking, oh, I have to be happy all the time. The goal is to be happy 100% of the time, because that's not really reality, right? We have bad days. We have tragedies that happen in our lives. We have just sad things that happen. Like, what if you wanted to eat your favorite cereal and you go, but then somebody else already finished the box of cereal? Like, that's a sad moment, right? So how do we live in reality of all of the emotions that we experience, but then return back to happiness? You know, like happiness is, for me, happiness is the foundation. And so other things happen where I feel sad or frustrated or mad or let down or disappointed. So one of the things I've learned to do is just acknowledge how I'm feeling, and then I can return to happiness eventually, right? Sometimes it takes 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes like 2 days, right? And then there's moments where I could be feeling really sad for like a day or two, but then within that day, something funny, and I felt joy for a moment, or I pet my dog and I felt so much happiness in that moment, even though there was still sadness there too. So let's talk about the myth of constant happiness. Okay. So happiness isn't about being blissed out all the time. It's about cultivating emotional resilience and returning home to yourself more easily, a little bit faster, right? We don't want to marinate in the anger, the frustration. We want to just acknowledge it and be like, give it its space, and then be like, okay, thanks for visiting. Carry on. So just like normalize that your emotions will be high and low, that you can experience it all. Like, that's what life is for, to experience all of the emotions, not just joy, right? And we can't get rid of that deep heartache, you know, or like the sadness, because then we can't experience joy and gratitude, right? We gotta have all the spectrum. Okay. The power of micro moments. So you don't have to overhaul your whole life, right? The goal is not, you don't have to be like, okay, I got to start doing all 10 things tomorrow. Oh man, I can't do this. I failed at happiness. Well, I guess I'm never going to feel happy, right? Like, that's not our goal here. Happiness lives in micro moments, like sipping tea or a yummy drink. Even though that does feel like external, right? But it's intentional. Taking a deep breath or hearing your favorite song, right? You're just acknowledging that these things are existing around you. It's taking a moment to appreciate, like, wow, someone created this song that speaks to me so deeply, and I absolutely love this song. I'm so grateful. You're like, when you really get into gratitude, it's like, oh, I'm so grateful for this person writing this song. I'm so grateful for the people who helped create the music, like the paper or the software to even create it, and like all of the things that happened so it can get to my ears. You know what I mean? That's a lot of people and a lot of steps. Like, that person had to think of this song, and then it had to get to my ears. There's a lot of steps in that. So that's a lot of things to be grateful for, right? But it's like just taking those little moments to enjoy your life, I think can really, really, they're like little joy moments. Like, how are you adding things in your life that are joyful? For me, I even include like, what pen do I like? Oh, a purple pen, that's pretty. Or like fun little jewelry, right? Like a little butterfly and a little love bunny. Or like my water bottle, my earrings, like all sorts of little things. Even though these are external I'm not depending on them to bring me joy, but they do bring me joy, and I acknowledge that. And like a deep breath, right? And sometimes when I'm breathing, I get in touch with that little heart space and like expand that happiness, that love, that warmth. And then remember that happiness is contagious. So when you focus on your own happiness, you naturally uplift those around you. Like think about when you're around someone who is so cheerful and their energy just feels so good. How good do you feel after spending time with them, right? Like it feels so good. And you're just like, I want to spend more time with that person because they're so much fun and they feel so good to be around. Like, I like to think about how can you influence the room, like the energy around you, versus you being influenced by the energy. Like, you go in the room and you be the one to influence it and make it a great day, right? Mirror neurons in the brain pick up on joy and it spreads emotionally. Like, think about when I yawn. Right? And then you're like, oh, I gotta yawn now too. Right? Everyone's yawning. So smiles and happiness is the same because it just feels good. And the mirror neurons in your brain are like, ooh, digging it. Yes, please. We're gonna go happy mode. So your inner light has ripple effects. When you show up happier, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. And it's just kind of automatic, you know? And then 4, self-worth is the foundation. So you are worthy of happiness just as you are. Like you don't have to earn happiness. Like you don't have to make enough money to be happy. You don't have to live in a certain area to be happy. You don't have to do anything to earn happiness. You just get to be happy. You get to cultivate it from within. Like it reminds me of that song. Do you know that one where that little boy's singing it and he's like, thank you for the rain, thank you for the sunshine, thank you for the pain, thank you for the joy. You know what I'm talking about. It was so good, and I love that one. And so it's just like, yeah, you can have that happiness anywhere you are. It doesn't have to be the perfect circumstances, because like you're the perfect circumstance. You know what I mean? So here's an affirmation you can tuck into your pocket, your back pocket, if you ever need to pull it out. Bam. I am enough. I'm allowed to feel joy. I give myself permission to choose happiness today. I choose happiness today. You can even shorten it like, I choose happiness. I'm happy. I'm happy. You could even be like mad and going for a walk. And with like each step, be like, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. And then eventually you'll be like, oh, I am happy. I am feeling good. Okay, I am happy. All right, okay. Kind of fun. Okay, so I'd like to leave you with a challenge this week. So the happiness habit tracker. Pick one happiness habit. Just pick one thing and commit to practicing it for 7 days. And at the end of the week, reflect on what shifted, what felt good. Maybe you could even start with like a scale from 0 to 10, and like 10 being like as happy as you could possibly be. You couldn't even like imagine being happier, and 0 being like not happy at all. Like there's not even like that little spark of happiness in you is just like a little tiny. It needs so much love to grow, right? So what number would you start at today when you think about your happiness? Like how happy are you today? What number would you give yourself? And then at the end of the week, after just 7 days of focusing on one thing, what number are you at? And don't I would be very surprised if you went from like a 2 to a 10. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go from a 2 to a 3, that's a win. That's phenomenal. You know, you just went from 2 to a 3. Now, if you go from 2 to a 1, something's going on there. But how cool would it be if just in 7 days you brought your happiness from like a 4 to a 5, right? That would be pretty fantastic. So just kind of do a little happiness tracker for yourself and let me know. Like share in the comments. Come back. Tell me, how did it go? What did you do? How was it helpful? What did you know has changed, shifted? I'd love to know. Like, I really want to know. Okay. Let's see. And, like, also, I like to just remind you, like, anything that I suggest for you to do or invite you to do, I do myself. Like, anytime I start to feel really down, or like life's unfair, or when is it my turn for something great to happen? Like, when is it my turn? Like, when do I get something great? Or if I'm struggling financially or something like that's happening, then I find that I always turn to a gratitude practice and breathing exercises. Because I'm always kind of doing like acts of kindness, which I feel like, actually, I tell my friends, hey, if I'm not giving you things, or if I'm not being as generous as I normally am, or something like that, please check in with me, because that probably means I'm not doing very well. Like, I'm probably feeling really sad or something, because those things give me life. Like, they energize me. And so if I'm not doing them, check in with me. um, the other thing is, like, I really try to be active with my self-talk if I'm being really hard on myself. Like, if, like, let's say I made a product, right? Like a digital product. And I was like, oh man, no one bought it. Oh, and instead of being like, I used to be like, oh, well, it's because it was stupid. Like, what a stupid idea. I can't believe you did that. And now I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. This just isn't what people are looking for. So just continue to listen and get to know your audience, and you'll make something better that people do want in the future. And so I've been getting better with it, but I've been gentler with myself. And like with creating, instead of being like, oh my God, this painting looks so dumb, I always just delight in it. And I'm like, wow, look at how fun this was. I had so much fun, like mixing the colors and like making this painting and trying to do something that it looks nothing like like, how like those Pinterest fails or whatever they were. And it's like, but it's still such a fun process for me. And so I just give myself so much more room now to be imperfect and to just be like messy and play with the process. And so that's helped me a lot. But anytime I start feeling really down, or I start thinking life's unfair, I turn to gratitude and breathing exercises and meditation. Those are huge game changers for me, because I remember one time specifically, I did know about the magic then, but that was another situation where Keone had lost his job, and we had just had Makayo, and so we had like barely any money coming in, and I just felt like so frustrated and so devastated, and how unfair life was. And so that's when we actually got the book The Magic, and we started doing that gratitude practice, and it really helped me change my perspective and my focus on everything that wasn't going well to everything that was. And even though it didn't necessarily change my circumstances, it changed how I was feeling inside, and it changed how my nervous system was responding. And so that felt so much better. And then I remember one time when we were living in Portland, and I was hanging up laundry, and I was just like feeling so frustrated that we weren't making enough money to like have extra, you know what I mean, to go do anything. We just had enough money to like pay our bills, and everything was so expensive in Portland. And I remember just being in the closet, just being so mad. And then I was like, wait, I gotta go through the gratitude. So what am I thankful for? We make enough money to pay what? And I started going through all of that. Okay, there's enough money to pay our bills, to buy food, nothing extra, but enough to like make sure we have something to eat every single day. And Makayo has toys, and I have books to read that I like to read. And I just literally started listing off everything that the money was providing for us. And I instantly changed my perspective and was like, wow, I just feel lighter now. I feel just so much better. And so that's why I've been keeping gratitude in my life. And anytime I stray away from gratitude and I'm like, stop. It's funny because you feel like it would be like this ingrained habit, but then sometimes we just stop doing things that are so good for us, We're just like, oh, I'm just going to take a break from that. But anytime I stop doing it as much, I start to feel like it's unfair, when I just add it back in, it's just the game changer for me. So anyway, I hope any of these are helpful for you. And if you have something that would be helpful, please share it, because I would love to know. There's also this really great book that's like, is it called? Oh no, it's called The Courage to Be Disliked. But it's really about creating happiness for your own self, right? And I think that's so important, especially for so many people and that I work with and in our community. It's like you have to have the courage to be disliked so that you could live your life fully. You know what I mean? I love that book. It was really, really good. Anyway. Let's do some affirmations before we wrap up. Okay. We'll end with some affirmations. So, I carry joy within me. I carry joy within me. I choose to nourish my soul gently. I choose to nourish my soul gently. My happiness is valid, worthy, and growing. My happiness is valid, worthy, and growing. I am the author of my inner world. What story are you creating? What are you telling yourself about your life, about yourself? Write the story. Make it one that delights you. That's what I do. I'm a little delulu with myself, right, in my life. I'm always like, hey, this is great. This is a great day. Look what I have. Look what's around me. I used to wish for a life like this, and I have it, right? Every day in every way, I'm becoming more radiant. Every day in every way, I am becoming more radiant. Every day in every way, my life gets better and better and better. Every day in every way, my life gets better and better and better. And then my favorite is you could just say, I am, and then your name, and say that, do that 3 times. I am, I am, I am, right? Anyway, I hope this is helpful. If not, it's helpful for me. Sometimes I come on here just to give, share some tips that are good reminders for me, because I did my, like a chakra reading yesterday, and my crown chakra was really low and my root chakra was really small. So I need to work on those. And part of that is, with your crown chakra, is doing your first thought. Like hearing your first thought and going, yes, I'm on it. I will do that. So this morning I was like, you know what? I want to do a stream on happiness and happiness training. And before I talked myself out of it, here I am, sweet girls. So anyway. Well, thank you, Sasha. I appreciate you, and thank you for being here. And like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Share some comments if you can comment. And yeah, just have the most beautiful day. And I appreciate you. And I think you're a wonderful human. And I'm so glad I get to be on Earth the same time as you. So have the most amazing day. And I'll talk to you later. So shall we blow out our candle as we end our stream? Okie dokies. Oh, it's kind of hot actually. Ooh, but it's all like liquidy. You can see the little rock in there. It's all pretty. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Have the most beautiful day. I'll talk to you later.